Are you fascinated by contradictions in people? And I very much hope you are, because that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm also wondering if you have ever had the experience of leading a really compartmentalized life, where one part of your life is entirely separate from the other part of your life. So, this all came to me because I'm having some work done on my house. In fact, the path here, and I'm having decomposed granite reinstalled because it wears down after a while. And I was appreciating how I generally always have a sense of what the bid should be when I'm talking to contractors. Right? I have a sense of what the ballpark is innately, and this is because I was a licensed stucco contractor running a family business for 12 years. Now, if anyone knows me as a voice and performance coach, I'm SJ Harrison, voice and performance coach. As an actor and a playwright and a producer, that's a bit bizarre, right? It seems like, how could I be these two things? And in fact, I felt that way myself. And this is part of what brought me to voice work. Voice work is about authenticity, congruency, and really being aligned in our work in the world. And I wasn't entirely at odds with myself being a stucco contractor. In fact, one of the things I learned was, though I was an artist, a highly trained artist, and had worked as an actor for many years, I had not developed some of my more practical skills. And a lot of artists behave as if, oh, that's completely beyond their capability. And I think it really does just depend on the person. So this was one of my areas where I was on my growing edge for 4 years about running this business. Never had run a business before. But I got really good at it. I got really good at organization, at being practical, at following through. And so you can learn techniques to improve something when that thing is really important to you. And this is true also for the voice work that I teach. We can learn techniques that create structures to really support us with our public speaking challenges. And not only that, when we work with voice, we expand our sense of confidence and agency in the world, because if you shine a light on the voice, you're shining a light on the whole person. So back to this sense of incongruency, I also had people who knew me as a stucco contractor who had no idea I was also in the arts. And in fact, I almost felt some kind of shame in sharing it. And I think that where the shame came from was, if I trained in London to be an actor, and I've had a career as an actor, what am I doing something that really supports my family? So there was a good reason for doing it, but is just at times kind of helping me to die inside, if that makes any sense, because I was not able to be aligned truly with my art. And an awful lot of that was my family situation, the husband that I had at the time, and the fact that I couldn't share my artistic life that I was still kind of trying to keep doing on the side with him at all, and did not have any support for that. So contradictions and congruency, where do they sit in your life? And how, if you're feeling uncomfortable around some of the incongruency, can you transform that into an asset or a superpower? I now receive the benefits of having done all that work as a contractor. And it's really supported me in my life now, where I feel in total alignment. So wherever you are in your journey, here's to unlocking your performance power. And please check out my videos on Friday, which are very specific to voice and performance. Every Friday I release a pre-recorded video with tips and in-depth exploration of how you can improve your sense of confidence in the world when speaking to others, particularly in front of a group. Thanks so much for watching.